ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनं शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकायै तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। नारायणं गुरुं वन्दे शरण्यं भक्तबान्धवं गौरमनुविष्टं पूर्णां राधदास्यं प्रदायकं रूपानुगचार्यवर्यं रूपमञ्जरिप्रेष्ठकं पतितपावनकरुण्यं युगाचार्य नारायणं वञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौर तुयसे नमः। श्याम सुंदर श्रीकंद शेखर स्मेरहासर मुरली मनोहर राधिकर सिगमं कृपनिधे स्वप्रिया चरण किंकरीं पुरु। ताप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वृंदाई तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्ण भक्ति प्रदे देवी सत्यवत्याय नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंदम। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So first of all I begin offering my most humble obeisances to the dust of the lotus feet of Paramaradatam Shri Guru Pada Padma Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupada Paramahamsa Paribrajagacharya Ashtotara Satasa Srimad Shila Bhakti Vedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj Shila Gurudeva. And also to my most worshipable Shiksha and Sannyasa Guru, Nityalila Pravishtam Vishnupada Shtotara Satasi Srimad Shila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj. And to all Shirupano Gauriya Guru Varga, to all Tridandi Sannyasis, Brahmacharis, Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis, and to all the assembled devotees here today, my most respectful obeisances. By the causeless mercy of Srila Gurudeva and all Mahabhagavatas Acharyas, we are able to assemble here one more time. So now verse 13. Tadara Shanala Davidudari Drujo Manoratantam Shrutayo Jatayayu Swairutarye Kucha Kunkumakite Achiklipam Asanam Atma Bandhave. Those Brajadevis became overjoyed to receive Shri Krishna's audience. Transcendental bliss illuminated their hearts, and thus all their heartache was completely washed away, just as the personified Vedas become totally satisfied when they receive the direct audience of Bhagavan. Similarly, all the gopis' heartfelt yearnings were fulfilled. Using their veils, which were colored with the saffron powder from their breasts, they arranged a seat for their intimate friend Shri Krishna, who was dearer to them than their own souls. Now the commentary of Srila Jiva Goswami Pada Vaishnava Toshani. In this verse, Shukadeva Goswami, he describes the love-filled seva of the Brajadevis, who have become extremely elated upon having the audience of Shri Krishna. Upon seeing Shri Krishna, the all-powerful, who was very eager to have a special pastime with the gopis, they experienced an extraordinary bliss and washed away all the distress from their hearts. Accompanied by Shri Krishna, who was eager to enjoy dancing pastimes, the Brajadevis who were present there on the bank of the Yamuna, which was just the right place for the Rasa Lila. Therefore, they were sure that now Krishna was ready to stay with them for a long time, with the only intention to perform many different types of love games that includes the Rasa dance. Before this, there was fear in the hearts of the gopis that Krishna may abandon us. However, now this fear had vanished. So not only the gopis' distress was pacified, but now they have got the topmost bliss, which achieve the ultimate limit of their heart desire. So in this way, there is one example given. The Vedic scripture, the Shrutis, they're not fixed in one mood, but they present so many different philosophies. But they were unable to give up that propensity when they revealed Shri Krishna, who performs Rasa Lila. Now they focus on devotional service as the supreme goal of human life. So their opinion now is the ultimate conclusion. Krishna himself confirmed in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 11.11.20, to Uddhava. O Uddhav, the statements that glorify my pastimes of creation, maintenance, and annihilation of the cosmic manifestation can purify the entire world. The Vedic statements that do not touch means do not describe these activities, or my birth and childhood pastimes, they are just fruitless. So any intelligent person would never accept such useless writings that does not contain the description of my pastimes. In Srimad Bhagavatam 12.12.69, Sutta Goswami said, Shukadeva Goswami was completely detached from all desire for the sense objects because he was self-satisfied by tasting the bliss of self-realization. Nevertheless, his heart had become attracted by hearing from Srila Vyasadeva about the charming pastimes of Bhagavan and Shri Krishna. So as a result, he gave up his realization of the impersonal Brahman. And out of compassion for the living entities, he revealed Srimad Bhagavatam, which highlights the ultimate goal of human life. I offer my obeisances to the lotus feet of Sri Shukadeva Goswami, the son of Vyasadeva, who destroys sins. So this example confirms that the Vedic scriptures, they're only meaningful if they describe Krishna's pastimes. Now you can understand that how Krishna is preparing and making his pastimes in such a way that Shukadeva Goswami, he played the Leela of being a Brahmavadi. So in the same way, sometimes the great devotees, they appear to be on the opposite side of bhakti, like Sarabhama Bhattacharya, who was a Mayavadi, Advaita Vedanta. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, who was a logician, not a devotee in the beginning of his life. So there is a purpose when Krishna does this type of arrangements. This is to actually attract those followers of the Mayavadis or the Brahmavadis or even the logicians. Because if a great personality like them give up those practices, it means that everyone also should give up and just follow bhakti. So first, all these devotees, they establish themselves as the best of all the followers of those philosophies. But then later, they give up and they accept bhakti. So it actually serves as a preaching purpose to bring so many people to the path of bhakti. Okay, so now continue here again with the commentary. So among the narrations of Bhagavan's pastimes, this Rasa Lila is filled with the highest expressions of love. And the Vedic scriptures, they become completely successful by describing only this pastime. So this shows the topmost glories of Rasa Lila. So we should not be afraid of hearing Rasa Lila pastimes. Whatever is described in Srimad Bhagavatam, this is for all the human beings. So there is nothing to be afraid of by hearing that. So now the Brajagopis, they become steady at heart, means the heart is specified. And they arrange the sitting place for Krishna in the most wonderful and charming manner. And what did they use to make a seat for him? Among all the cloths that they were using, they took their veils to prepare a seat for Krishna. Because before they were weeping in separation from Krishna. So their veils that covering their hearts became red due to the mixing of tears and kumkum from their breasts. So that veil full of tears mixed with red kumkum was the best seat for Krishna. But someone might ask, how the Brajagopis, they overcome their shyness and took out the veils which were covering their breasts to provide a sitting place for Krishna? And how did they offer to Krishna a seat made from cloth that they had already worn? Means something that was not new. So the answer is that Shukadeva Goswami, he uses the words Atma Bandhave, means the most dear, intimate friend whom one loves more than one's own self. So therefore, as they were subjugated by feelings of such a deep friendship, they offered their used cloth as a seat for Krishna, whom they regarded also as their own. Also, we have to understand that there were many different seats made by different groups of gopis. Gopis are Atma Bandhava of Krishna, means more dear than their own souls. Means Krishna is more dear to them than their own souls. Now, the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Now Shukadeva Goswami is describing the loving service the Braja Gopis rendered to Shri Krishna. All the gopis' mental distress disappeared completely due to the great bliss they received from seeing Krishna again. So all of them made a seat for Krishna with their veils. Upon seeing that seat, even the Vedas, means the Maha-Upanishads, they also obtained the ultimate fulfillment of the highest of all desires. In Brihad Vamana Purana, it is said, on seeing this, the Shrutis became very eager to attain that mood, means this Gopi Bhav. And they said, when will it come to pass that we Shrutis will attain the mood of the Braja Gopis? And like them, we also will offer our veils smeared with the kumkum from our breasts to our beloved Shri Krishna and engage in amorous pastimes with him. So in this way, the Shrutis, they begin to perform intense austerity to become gopis. And they did that under the guidance of the Nitya Siddha gopis, the eternal perfected gopis. In Srimad Bhagavatam 10:87-23, the Shrutis themselves say, Sri Radha and your eternal sweethearts, their intelligence being stolen by the intense poison of the beauty of your strong snake-like arms, tasted the love-filled sweet nectar of your lotus feet. We Shrutis also obtain the same mood as of the gopis. By following their footsteps, we have been granted bodies as cowherd themselves, as gopis, at the end of the day of Brahma, and thus receive the nectar of your lotus feet. These are the Shruti-chari gopis, the Shrutis that had performed austerities, and then they were granted to take birth in Braja, from the womb of a gopi when Krishna was performing his pastimes. And then they grew up in the association of the Nitya Siddha gopis. Then they perform their final sadhana there, and then they achieve the favor of Krishna to join the Rasa Lila. How that happened? In the previous day of Brahma, the Shrutis, they have seen Krishna performing his pastimes when he came in before, in the previous incarnation. And then they became eager to also play Rasa Lila with him. Next verse 14. Tatra pavishto agavam sa ishvaro yogeshwaranta ridi kalpita sanaha chakasa gopi parishad gato richitas trailokya lakshmi eka padam vapur dadhat. The all-powerful Bhagavan Shri Krishna, the Lord of all lords, for whom the best of mystics affectionately established a seat in the innermost chambers of their pure lotus heart, arrived in the assembly of the gopis on the sandy bank of the Yamuna. There he sat on the asana arranged by the cowherd maidens, who then proceeded to worship him as his transcendental body, which is the sole shelter of all beauty and charm in the three worlds, glowed brilliantly. Now the commentary of Srila Jiva Goswami Pada Vaishnava Tushani. Bhagavan Shri Krishna, the original personality of Godhead, who increases the ocean of nectar of love, is endowed with 6 attributes such as opulence. Moreover, he is Ishvara. He is capable of manifesting his Ishvarata, means his supremacy, in unprecedented forms. Nevertheless, he arrived in the assembly of cowherd themselves and sat on the seats they arranged for him. So, sitting on their asanas, he was showing himself very brilliant, manifesting an unprecedented beauty rarely seen anywhere else. With this intention, Shukadeva Goswami speaks the words Jogeshwaran Tararidhi. Rudra and other great mystics who are engaged in perfect trance mentally prepare a seat for Bhagavan in their hearts with their one-pointed meditation. However, they were unable to bring him there. That Shri Krishna, manifesting an unprecedented beauty, today personally sat in the middle of the gopis, on the seat made by these simple girls. So the seats arranged by the master of mystics, like Rudra and other yogis, they're only means fruit of imagination. They can actually not bring Krishna to sit there. So in this way, in this verse, the sentence Gopi Parishad Gato means present in the assembly of the gopis. Establish the glories of the special relationship the gopis have with Krishna. And how Krishna was looking so beautiful, sitting in the middle of the gopis on the bank of Yamuna. So all that environment is perfect for transcendental pastimes that the Yogeshwaras can bring into their hearts only through meditation. It means all the great personalities, even Shiva, Brahma, and others, they can never bring Krishna to sit in their hearts. They can only meditate about it. So Shri Krishna manifested an unprecedented beauty surrounded by the loving gopis, who are a manifestation of his pleasure potency, Ananda Shakti. So the gopis worshipped him, means they offer him a seat, they gave him tambula, they spoke joking words, and sweet and gentle smiles, sidelong glances, and etc. This is how gopis, they perform arati. They do not use paraphernalia like us. They use tambula, joking words, sidelong glances. This is how they perform arati of Krishna. And the beauty Krishna manifested at that time was not found even in the three worlds. What to speak of Vaikuntha? That type of beauty Krishna manifested to the gopis were even praised by the Mathura ladies in Srimad Bhagavatam 10:44-14. The wife of the Brahmanas, they told, oh, what sort of austerities have the Braja gopis performed that they are continuously drinking with their eyes the beauty of Krishna? Now the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Sarartha Darshini. Shri Krishna sat down on the various asanas offered by different groups of gopis who put their veils for him to sit. You see, the veils are very thin, also transparent. But in every group, we can find millions of gopis. So when they put one veil upon the other veil, after some time you have, a type of volume so that Krishna can sit in a very soft place. But someone might ask how Krishna he can sit in uncountable seats at the same time. So the answer is that he is Ishvara. So he is capable of manifesting so many forms without anyone noticing it. And then he can sit simultaneously in every asana. In this context, Bhagavan means Kamavan. The one who possesses all opulences now becomes the one who possesses all desires. According to dictionary, Bhaga means opulence, greatness, desire, etc. So, in this case means that he desired to sit down on all gopis asanas at the same time. So by seeing his desire, Yogamaya assisted him and produced all those different forms of Krishna. So now the great masters of mystic yoga, like Anantashesha, Shiva, in their meditation, they prepare in their hearts a sitting place for Krishna. Such a place is so pure, rare, and priceless that hardly anyone in the three worlds can attain state of meditation. But the gopis, they arrange a seat outside of their hearts with their own cloth, scented with their own perfumes. Sitting on the gopis asana, Krishna, he looked so beautiful. That same Krishna who is invited to sit on the heart of Brahma, Shiva, and others, now he's sitting in the asana made by the gopis. The gopis are worshipping Krishna with tambula, joking words, gentle smiles, and sidelong glances. Krishna manifested his most beautiful form, and he was being worshipped in the middle of the gopis. Sabhajayitva tam manangadipanam sahasalikshena vibhrama bhruva samsparshane nanka kritangri hastayoho samstutya ishat kupita bhashire. The Brajadevis, in whose hearts Shri Krishna had awakened pure amorous desire by his supernatural nectarian beauty, honored him with their gentle smiles, provocative sidelong glances, and dancing eyebrows. Taking his lotus feet and hands in their laps, they caressed them and became very blissful from his touch. They began to praise his beauty and other qualities, but remembering that he had left them, they felt a bit angry and spoke as follows. Now the commentary of Srila Jiva Goswami Pada Vaishnava Toshani. This verse explains the reason for the rising of the concealed anger in the hearts of the Brajadevis. Brajadevi has a very natural and intimate love, very deep, endowed with pranaya. So first they honor Krishna, as we described before, making seats with their veils and etc. But now they began to question him, displaying some slight anger to their facial expressions and gestures. But someone may have a doubt, considering that the gopis, they honored Krishna before, how then they could exhibit some anger towards him? So in answer to them, Shukadeva Goswami says, Anangadipanam means inciting amorous desires. So the explanation is that first Krishna abandoned the gopis and went away, but now he was acting in such a way as to arouse their romantic yearnings, their romantic desires. So according to the loving feelings of the gopis, they spoke with some type of anger in this way. He abandoned us, and now he behaves in such a way. So one may have a doubt that Kam was aroused in the gopis first, and that is why they offer their veils colored with saffron from their breasts as a seat for Krishna. So if this were the case, by seeing the amorous excitement in their lover, in Krishna, how did the gopis consider improper to express their anger? So actually here it means that Krishna, he takes pleasure out of gopis' anger. So therefore, Shukadeva Goswami says that those gopis placed his lotus hands and feet in their laps, while fondling them, glorified his Krishna's good qualities. However, they had hidden their displeasure behind their respectful behavior. So then how their anger manifested? It came out through their sidelong glances, through their gentle smiles, and to their playful movements of their eyebrows. So by the use of the instrumental case in this sentence of this verse, many other provocative gestures are also indicated. So immediately, a crooked mood arose in the gopis' hearts. So the gopis said, our beloved should himself admit his mistake. The movements of the eyebrows of the gopis reflected how they were calculating everything in their minds. In this way, the transitory ecstasy named avatita means concealment, manifest in the gopis. It means that when the gopis hide something, this is also one type of ecstasy. Ancient great personalities, they say that the mood hiding, the secondary ecstasies, is known as avahita, concealment. So the gopis were smiling, casting sidelong glances, attempting to increase or to ignite the amorous desires of Krishna. So they kept his hands and his feet in their laps, massaging them, respecting him with their seva and also glorifying him. So the whole time they were hiding their anger in their hearts. All these actions were actually not indicating that they were angry, because they were serving Krishna with love and affection. But all these activities, actually, they were hiding their loving anger, their pranaya kopa, which will be revealed when they will ask 3 questions later to Krishna. So the gopis are just preparing the proper, the terrain, they're preparing to be able to actually question Krishna, why he did like so. So this behavior of the Brajadevis is full of deceit. So the word avahita is a feminine in gender. Including it are three types of moods. Hetu means the reason to hide something. Gopya, that which is to be hidden. And also gopana, the method of hiding. Among these three moods, Gopya Bhava and Hetu Bhava are real. However, Gopana Bhava is artificial or deceitful. So through Gopana, an endeavor is made to reveal a particular mood that actually does not exist in the heart. And to hide the Gopya Bhava, some actions are done, but they are contrived. Contrived means they are kept the hold back. Actually, this means that you deliberately, you create something. It's not spontaneously. It's not natural. It is created artificially. So to hide the Gopya Bhava, they have to manifest this Gopana. So many actions which are artificial, they're created to hide the original mood. So Hetu means cause. So the Bhava under which the permanent mood is hidden. So the sentiment to be concealed is known as Gopya. And this is how the word Gopi is coming. Gopi means those who are always hiding their feelings, their original feelings, they're not expressing. In general, this is the mood of all Brajavasis, but the Gopis, they are like the summum bonum of all the mood of Braja. And the activity that hides the Gopya is known as Gopana. So in this verse, the crookedness inherent in the Gopis' deep love is the cause. So the intolerance that has arisen due to anger is Gopya, is what should be hidden. And the Gopis are happily touching and massaging Krishna's feet, also glorifying him. This is the way to hide their true feelings. Therefore, this is called Gopana. Gopya Bhava, this is one type of Anubhav, and this is real. But Gopana Bhava, it's unreal, like a mirage in the desert. So now the commentary ends by saying that all the billions of gopis, they touch Krishna's feet and hands simultaneously by the power of Jogmaya. So now the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So this verse describes the Brajadevi's gestures, indicating their reluctance to satisfy Krishna's desire for amorous place. With sidelong glances, soft smiles, and dancing eyebrows, they worshipped Krishna, who showed his own amorous desires and stimulated the gopis. So the gopis said, first Krishna abandoned us, and now he is seeking intimate contact with us again. In this way, the gopis, they display their affectionate anger, but to hide that anger, they honored Krishna accordingly. How did they do this? The gopis took his soft lotus feet and hands in their laps, or Krishna placed his feet and hands in their laps. Upon touching him, they started to praise him. Oh, your feet and hands are exceptionally cooling. Their touch mitigates all anguish. So you are truly the comforting moon that knows no sorrow or suffering. Applauding him with these sarcastic words, they expressed the bit of anger they were still holding. Their loving anger had automatically reduced by the bliss of Krishna's darshan. And with the little bit of anger that remained, they spoke to Krishna the following words. They need to come in the next verse. Verse 16. Sri Gopya Uchuhu. Bhajato dum bhajanti eka eka etad viparayam. No bhayamscha bhajanti eka etam no bhuri saduboho. The beautiful Gopi said, Hey Krishna, there is no one kind of person who gives love only to those who love them. Another kind of person is the opposite. They love even those who do not reciprocate their love. A third type is one who does not love either those who love them or who are indifferent to them. O beloved, explain to us these three types of persons and tell us whom you consider the best. So now the commentary of Srila Jiva Goswami Pada Vaishnava Tushani. So the gopis say, with our clever statements, we will bind Krishna in such a way that he will not be able to abandon us again. So with this intention, they present their question to Krishna. So the first question is, some persons love only those who love them. Then the second point is, some persons are just the opposite. They love even those who do not love them. And the third is, others do not love anyone, whether they are loved or not. So the Gopi is asking Krishna, you should properly explain these three types of persons to us. What type of result they can attain. So you should contemplate this subject and explain to us. So the Gopis call Krishna the dear one, and they caution him to give proper attention, because knowing that he is in the wrong, so he might want to avoid this type of issue, because actually the question is about him. Otherwise, he may not give even attention because he is somehow absorbed. Now the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Sarata Darshini. Each Gopi thought to herself, today this Krishna gave us so much suffering by abandoning us. He is the crown jewel of all lovers, but still he has cast us into a dire condition. Therefore, this is the right moment to question him. Hey Krishna, what is your mood towards us? So the Gopis are asking, do you love us? Are you indifferent, or are you inimical towards us? So these are three possibilities, but we cannot ascertain which category you fall into. So if Krishna loves them, if he is indifferent, or if he is against them. So they are asking, is there a cause for your love for us, or this love is without cause? It is not possible that your love is conditional, because one whose love is conditional is always nice to those who can gratify him and does not give them any suffering. But you try to kill us by throwing us in the fire of separation. Therefore, your love does not fall into this category. Nor is your love for us unconditional. If it were, you would not have abandoned us in the middle of the night in the dark forest. And seeing our suffering, you felt no remorse. Thus we conclude that you must have some other intention behind your love. But at the same time, you are also not indifferent towards us. We see that you give us both happiness and also sorrow. Also, you are not hostile to us, neither permanently or temporarily, due to some unfavorable situation. We don't see that you are antagonistic to us all the time. So it cannot be permanent. And you cannot be temporarily inimical towards us due to some unfavorable action, because we have not done anything to hurt you. So what is the reason for your ill will towards us? This enmity is very strange, indicative of the desire to kill one's thirsty servant. We will not openly say this, but we will pose our question, so Krishna must be obliged to give a proper answer. So all the gopis, they share the same feelings, the same thoughts, and the same mood. Therefore they ask to Krishna, kindly answer one of our questions. So this is the subject of this verse. One kind of person honors only those who honor him. It means they only love those who love them. Their love is therefore conditional, depending on what they will receive in return. And if they do not receive anything, then they give no honor, no love. Other kind of person is just the opposite. Even if there is no love given, still they will give love. Their love is without expectation, and there is no demand for anything in return. Their love is unconditional. So the third kind of person does not love anyone, whether they are loved or not. Such a person's mood is neither conditional nor unconditional. They remain just indifferent. When no love is shown, envy and hostility arise. In this way, the gopis, they do not present their question openly, but Krishna will tell even more than what they expect. So pointing out these different moods, they ask Krishna, indeed, who are they? Why do some love and some do not love? Give up your discordant, means your disagreeing attitude, and impart and give us a relevant understanding of this subject. Now the verse 17. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Vito Bhajanti Ye Sakya Swartheka Kandhyatmahite Natatra Sauridam Dharma Swarthatam Tadhinanyatha. Bhagavan Shri Krishna said, my dear Sakis, one type of person shows love only when receiving love. Such a person is selfish. interested only in his own profit. He cannot act as a true friend, and he has no inner sense of duty or morality. His loving behavior is actually self-centered, and other than that, he has no other purpose. Now the commentary of Srila Jiva Goswami Pada Vaishnava Toshani. Selfish interest is of two types. First, visible, directly receiving wealth and opulence. The second is invisible, is the hope of reaching the heavenly planets and other places. So it means the people who are selfish, they want to have a lot of money, a lot of good things. So this is the visible, means what we can see. But invisible means what they feel, what they expect. And this is the desire to go to heavenly planets to enjoy, and also other things like mukti, etc. So in Srimad Bhagavatam 11:2-6, it is said that the demigods reciprocate accordingly in whatever way the people worship them. Just as the cows and buffaloes bestow their milk upon those who maintain them, similarly the demigods provide material wealth, heaven, and other gifts to their worshippers when pleased with the fire sacrifices they offer them. So then Krishna said, those who do a favor for someone, expecting a favor in return, do only for their own benefit. All their activities are based on selfishness. In such type of love, there is no real friendship or morality. Although religious behavior, dharma, and friendship are praiseworthy, when used to accomplish some selfish desire, they become despicable. Dharma is one of the four goals of human life, yet when it is done with the aim of earning money to fulfill one's material desires, under the cover of so-called loving exchanges, the friendship is actually full of deceit, and the whole business becomes contemptible. So the mutual exchanges that I have explained cannot be anyatha, in any other way. So they cannot be without duplicity or selfishness. In these exchanges, there is definitely no real dharma or real friendship free from duplicity. They are based on accomplishing one's personal interests. So whatever I have said is completely true. There is not a touch of falsity in my explanation. So the reason is that you are my friends. I am speaking to you with this mood of friendship. Therefore, there is absolutely nothing untrue in it. But the Brajadevis, they might object what Krishna says by saying, you also love us with a mood of selfishness. To remove this doubt, Krishna mentioned his natural intimacy with them by addressing them as He Sakhya, oh my most confidential girlfriends. So Sridhar Swami Pada says that due to lack of true friendship in this love, it affords no happiness. So the purport is that although it brings some visible satisfaction that comes with obtaining wealth, it actually lacks real affection. Any such so-called happiness is imaginary, and there is no statement further ahead supporting it. So now the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Sarata Darshini. So understanding the gopis' intention, Krishna answers their first question with this verse. So there are some people who show love in the expectation of receiving a favor in return. Such people are selfish, all their endeavors being focused on obtaining immediate and future results for their own self-interest, swartha. Certainly, such people, they love only themselves and no one else. They do not know any other kind of love. Their conduct is rooted in personal gain. Such selfish persons have no love or sympathy for others. Looking at the meaning of the next verse, one can understand that the mutual regard between such people cannot be counted as dharma. Okay, so Hare Krishna, Vanchakapatarvesha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.